And thank you to Desert Financial Credit Union for sponsoring the KRIM Community Spotlight Program. Chris Higgins in the studio on this fine Wednesday morning, or hump day, as some people call it, middle of the week. So hope you're having a wonderful morning. And this morning on our Community Spotlight program, we have the Marketing and Development Director of the Payson Senior Center, Debbie Stephens, in. How are you doing, Debbie?
I'm doing great. I'm super excited to be here today. I think we have a lot to cover and share, some new things that are happening at the Senior Center, and I'm just always blessed to be here at KRIM. I want to thank you for allowing us to come and share with the listeners out there what's going on in the Senior Center world.
I was thinking the same thing. It's always great to have you in to share all the wonderful things that the Senior Center is doing and all the great stories, just the connections you have with so many seniors in the community, and how important your organization is to the community and to the seniors in the community. So
absolutely. And March is nationally recognized as Meals on Wheels month, so we're celebrating that this month. Wonderful program. A lot of people are familiar with it, but if you're not, Meals on Wheels is a program where we make nutritious and delicious meals and deliver them to the homebound. And we do this at least 4 times a week, and we serve anywhere from 5 to 7 meals depending on the need to the individual. And it's so much more than a meal. I would just share real quick, and then I brought some statistics that I know some people are data people, and I don't tend to share a lot of data. I'm more of a storyteller, and I get emotional, but I did bring some interesting results of this program nationwide, and I thought that would be kind of neat to share. But just to kind of give you an idea, we got a phone call from John, and I may have shared this before, and he says, when I see the driver coming to deliver my meal down my street, I feel like $1 million. And that just shows that John has a purpose to get out of bed every day. He gets dressed. He uses his walker to make it out to his front porch. And he sits there in anticipation and excitement to see the driver coming, to make that connection with him. And it's not just that delicious meal that he's hungry for, but it's that attention as well. It's that connection. Our drivers ask to see if they're feeling okay, if their heat is working, those kind of connections and touches. And John just gets so excited. He doesn't have to wait on the front porch for the meal, but he does because it just means that much to him. We delivered a meal to someone for the first time. This was their first meal that they received from this program. And they said, after I eat this meal, the pains of hunger will go away. And it's just like, wow, some of our seniors in our community would go hungry without this program. They feel isolated. They can't move around like they used to. Their family has moved away, or they've moved away from their family to retire here in this beautiful rim country. And no one plans on getting to that point of life where you need help. We don't go, I'm going to get old, and we think I'm going to grow old gracefully and independently, and we all hope that we can stay as healthy as we are now to keep that independence. And that's part of our mission, is that we help keep independence with integrity for these folks. And that's kind of what I can go into, if that's okay, the statistics. And this is nationwide. They did this survey. It says that 1 in 4 seniors live alone, and 1 in 10 experience poverty, and nearly 1 in 3 have some form of disability. Here's an interesting number that I thought kind of blew my mind. There are 12,000 Americans turning the age of 60 every day.
12,000.
12,000 every day.
12,000 a day.
Turning
That's
the age of 60.
nearly, not quite the population of Payson, but Payson is at 16,000 or so, but
Exactly.
12,000
Every day.
Americans
Yes.
turning 60. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And so if we go back to 1 in 4 of those seniors are living alone, and 1 in 10 are living in poverty, and 1 in 3 live with some form of disability, you can see how important the Meals on Wheels program is to really our country, but we can bring it down to the community. Obviously with being a little bit more than a retirement community, more or less. More people are older than younger here in this community. There's a big need there. And the people that received the Meals on Wheels, 61% said it made up at least half or more of their food that they eat. We know, I can tell you that some people, that's all they eat is our meals that we serve. For some, it's enough, but for some, that's all they're, without a meal, they wouldn't be eating. 84.3% said it helped improve their health, and 82% said they're eating healthier foods. And that's because our meals are designed to be specific nutrition. We have a percentage of protein, we have the right kind of vegetables and fruit, and so people are eating healthier, which and then makes you feel better. We did our own survey a couple years ago, and we asked what it would mean if you didn't have this program, if we didn't have these meals, and many of them said, well, I would eat cereal, or I would eat something that was boxed food. And so with these meals, it's providing a good nutrition, which also helps to combat against the mental health, depression. You have more energy, you feel better, you feel like doing things more. And so 82% said that they're eating healthier for it. And then 84% says it helps them to live independently. To me, that's so significant because, again, if you know that there's someone coming to your home that's going to be checking on you, providing food. We also have our senior transportation program, so they know that they can count on a trip to the doctor or to get their prescription and stuff. Then they're like, I can live alone. I can continue to live alone because I'm being checked on. I'm having these services that are provided. So that's huge in our community to be able to offer this to our seniors. 85% said that they feel more secure, and I'm sure that's because they know someone's coming to check on them. I've shared before, we had a story where one of our homebound had fallen in the early mornings, and our driver and this homebound had already had a conversation that if I don't answer the door, I have a key hidden somewhere. And so when she didn't answer the door, our driver knew, I need to go get that key and let myself in, and she did. And that's when she found Betty laying on the floor, and she had fallen early in the mornings. But when Betty, she was in and out of consciousness, but when she came to, she said, "You're my angel. I knew you'd come for me." She could lay there knowing somebody's going to come soon. Meals on Wheels driver is going to come and find me. And of course, they called 911 and sat with her while the paramedics were on their way. But that brought security to her to know, I'm not forgotten, I'm not alone. There's a group of people that care, and that's what this program's about. It's much more than a meal.
It certainly is. We also are streaming on our KRIM FM Facebook page and YouTube channel, and Edna Welsheimer watching, and she commented, Meals on Wheels is a important program in Payson! Exclamation point.
Oh, thank you.
It certainly is. And that's some of the statistics. It's pretty crazy, thinking about that, because like you said, 12,000 Americans turn 60 every day, and then 1 in 4 live by themselves of our senior citizens. So if that continues to stay right around that mark, that's 3,000 of that 12,000 are living alone every day. There's 3,000, so that's a lot. And I would feel a lot of opportunities for communities to have programs like this. And ones that don't, well, then it might limit or not make it as possible for those seniors to live independently like that, because they don't have that a program that gives them extra security or makes them puts them at ease a little bit more, to where they know that someone's checking on them on a daily basis.
Absolutely. And we get thank you notes from people out of the state that says, thank you for taking such good care of my brother, or thank you for checking on mom and dad, thank you for that Meals on Wheels program, or so I can't imagine what it's like to be separated from your parents, whether you moved or they moved. That's not what matters, but knowing though that there's a program where mom or dad or grandma or grandpa is being checked on and having a connection with a family, and that's what we say, you're part of our family, and we treat everyone like they're our mom and dad or grandma and grandpa. That's the kind of, it's a relationship with the people that we serve. It's not just a program or a number or a meal, it's people, and we love them. You can't help but fall in love with them, and they really become part of our senior center family. And the community is part of this. I don't want to think that kudos to the Payson Senior Center, because we are just the conduit of the gifts that come from the community supporters. When I always say, when you give to the senior center, you're actually giving through us and into these homes of these people and into the lives of our seniors. And so we can't do it. I know that sounds like every nonprofit tagline, we can't do it without you, but it is a reality.
Yeah.
it costs money, and you know, for not wanting to sound like Captain Obvious, but in case you didn't know,
Yeah.
fuel cost, gasoline,
Yeah.
and food cost have greatly increased.
They've gone up. Wait a second.
Yes,
What?
let me educate you.
Oh my goodness, I've not heard of this. I'm sure, yeah, I know.
Yes.
It's crazy. So
You
it
know.
affects everything, including programs like this.
Absolutely, and we see an increase of need because, you know, Social Security barely went up last year, but Medicare went up. And so a lot of our seniors are seeing a decrease in the income from that.
Yeah.
But look at how greatly increased the cost of everything has become.
Yeah.
We have had seniors tell us that they had to make, before they were on our programs, they had to make a choice whether to eat or pay the utility heat bill. So did they want heat or did they want a full tummy? Those are decisions that none of our seniors should ever have to make. And I'm so thankful that they know to call the senior center and get on our programs. But obviously, we're serving close to 150 of our homebound, and then another 35 to 40 in-house meals. So we're almost 200 meals a day.
Wow.
And so that food increase has really been
Yeah.
gut wrench to the stomach, and the gas. We're doing transportation, and so everything we've seen, our cost of programs greatly increased, plus the need on top of that. So if I can just tag on, and we're talking about funding, and then I want to move on to some really cool stuff that we're doing.
Yeah.
The tax credit, and I know we just keep talking about it, but the tax credit is, the Arizona State tax credit is an opportunity for you to designate taxes. So it's not even a donation.
No.
I'm not even asking you to go deeper into your pockets, because everyone's feeling the crunch of the cost of living going up.
Yes.
But this is an opportunity that you already owe your state taxes, that you can give it to the senior center, dollar for dollar, up to $400 if you file single, up to $800 if you file joint. So why would you want to keep your state taxes local?
Yeah.
And this is one of our main sources of funding. We really heavily rely on this program, and I'm so thankful that a lot of people take advantage of it. A lot of the tax accountants locally help keep these funds local. It's much like the school. In fact, you can give to the school and a qualified charitable organization. Not every nonprofit qualifies, not because they're a bad nonprofit, just because there's a specific criteria to qualify for this particular tax program. But the Payson Senior Center for sure does, and we have a whole page on our website, paysonseniorcenter.org, that you can read about, and it's how you can help us. Click on the tax credit, and there's even a form there if you file your taxes online, or of course the tax credit is well known by our tax accountants here in town. They're all wonderfully supportive of that. So I just want to encourage everybody, please keep it local. That's a no-brainer, one way or the other.
And then how else? I mean, just donations, cash donations, checks.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Another way.
Yes, and if you are able to give a donation, or even the tax credit, you can do that a lot of ways. You can do that online through our website, paysonseniorcenter.org. You can call in and do it over the phone with a credit card or debit card, and you can call 928-474-4876. You can drop a check off. You can mail a check, 514 West Main Street. That's at the Payson Senior Center. So lots of ways. You can shop at Trinkets and Treasures, because those net proceeds benefit. Also, we're part of a cool program. This has just been about a year and a half now. We signed up with CARS, CARS, and they specifically, we can donate vehicles and turn it into program funding specifically for the Meals on Wheels. This is a Meals on Wheels program. So if you have a vehicle, it doesn't even have to run. It just needs to have a clean title and be towable. We can work that out. They're very easy to work with. They'll come and pick it up. They'll schedule a time with you, what makes sense for you. And they're a nonprofit as well, so we work together, but then that can go back to our local Meals on Wheels program. So if you have an extra vehicle that you're just wanting to, not hassle the for sale sign on it and everything, you can donate that as well, and that's a tax write-off, of course.
It is. So it's another way to get rid of a vehicle and it go towards a great cause.
Absolutely.
So,
yes.
Yeah, and I was just looking on the website again. I encourage people to visit the Payson Senior Center website, paysonseniorcenter.org, because it tells so much more about the programs. There's testimonials or stories from people that have received Meals on Wheels, so you can see those. The volunteers and people that work at the Payson Senior Center, It is a very impressive operation because of all that you do, because of all the different services that you provide. And it really, as you said before, it takes the community through the tax credit, the donations, volunteering, just being a part of this organization, and everything that it provides.
Yes, and we are so blessed to have a lot of support, and we try to give back in how we can and places we can. You know, we do a meal for Payson community kids because we have the kitchen and the capability. We have volunteers that want to do that. We have seniors that make little newborn, they crochet little hats. We have, there's a lot of things that we necessarily don't share, but we give back a lot as we can to the community. We've opened up our doors to other organizations to have meetings and different things. Pre-COVID, we did a lot more with the community events and different things like that. So, but we are blessed to have so many wonderful groups of volunteers that come in, and that's kind of where I want to get into, if we can, because we always talk about the Meals on Wheels and senior transportation, and that's kind of our outreach. But we have a lot of things that we do in the center that kind of get missed talking about. And so, if I can do a little bit of a little shout out proud moment is that our program coordinator, Laura Marlowe, she was nominated as best of the RIM's best front desk customer service person.
Nice.
And so we're just so excited to have her part of our team. She's been with us since 2017, and the next things I want to cover really have a lot to do with her efforts in making the activities and our field trips, all that kind of things. But I just wanted to let people know that we are active inside the center as well, and that you are more than welcome to come see us if you want to ever just stop in of any age and just see what we're about. We welcome you. We'd love to give you a little tour. But we've got some great field trips coming up. They're starting in May and they go all the way through December. We're going to be going to the Bruzy Vineyard, Butterfly Wonderland, Musical Instrument Museum. We have Duga Ranch. We're going to be doing a trip there locally. We want to support our local organizations as well, and so we're actually going to be, some of the people that attend that is going to be supporting their nonprofit. We're going to be going to Arizona. There's going to be shows that we go to in the valley, and so if you're interested in taking these field trips, it's limited seating. So April 18th starts the first sign up, so just go to the center. You can sign up there and reserve a spot, but it's just a great opportunity to get out, have some fun, socialize with each other, because that's one of our main parts of our mission is to combat against hunger, isolation, and depression. 1 in 6 seniors face those. And so we want to get people to be active and come out and enjoy community, enjoy friendships, get to know each other. You mentioned volunteering. We had a volunteer who, sadly, her husband had passed away, and they've been married almost 60 years. And so it was really hard on her. And she came to the center, but she wasn't ready to be around a lot of happy activity yet. And so Laura, she's great. She placed her as a volunteer at the front desk. So she could just sign in people as they came in for lunches, and that was a slow opportunity for her to have her heart healed, but to be around other people and to be around life. And it didn't take very long, but then she became one of our main fundraisers of the year, our craft fair, which we have April 8th and 9th, by the way.
Okay.
And so she became one of the head leads of that. She's in her 90s, and she's super active, and we appreciate that. So.
Well, and also I see on the website is the activity calendar. So
Yes.
a lot of, and I saw you brought that
I
right here.
did.
And you were mentioning field trips and activities outside of the senior center, but
Yes.
inside the senior center. Oh my goodness! Looking at this calendar, exercise, so strength and balance. Yoga lattes.
Yes.
I'd imagine Pilates and yoga,
Yes.
yoga lattes, Zumba with Bernie, boot scooting, seniors line dancing, and then Zumba, bingo, canasta, dominoes,
Yes.
bridge. Oh my goodness. Live music, Cinnamon Twist, Ann James and
Yes.
Jennifer Belts. play music, which is today. In fact, I'm looking the 23rd at 10:30 in 10 minutes.
Yes.
A little short notice there, but senior bookworms, cell phone orientation. So tomorrow, that's really cool because with smartphones and so many people having to get new phones. I know the 3G network, I think, kind of went away. So, a lot of people having to switch maybe from a flip phone to a smartphone. And here is a cell phone orientation with Jamie. You can sign up with Laura and 10:30 tomorrow at the Senior Center.
Yes. And all these events are free. Most of the exercise classes are free. There's only a couple that charge. With Zumba with Bernie, she charges $3 per class, but then the rest are all free and they're volunteers. I want to touch on the strength and balancing because you mentioned that. Yeah. This is a great fitness class. They're Monday and Thursdays at 10:30 at the center. Any level of fitness, because you can also sit and do the strengthening in a chair. And we've seen people that recover from a stroke. They'll go through the physical therapy and that ends, but they're still not completely confident or strong enough to do some of the tasks that they are used to having. So this is a great kind of tag on to that physical therapy. In fact, we've even been recommended by the physical therapist to attend this kind of class to continue their strength. And so it's a really great class. We've had people with Parkinson's come and just learn. You work the necessary muscles of the day-to-day uses, just getting out of a chair, different things like that. So it's a really great class for anyone. All the way up to feeling fit is a level 3, so that's more active. We have a walking club that meets out at the park, at the vet memorial, so you can get out in fresh air. There's literally an exercise class for every style, every fitness level. And I think that's a big part too, is getting people to be active helps not only your physical health, but your mental health as well.
Definitely.
And so when you can come with other people, and the Boot Scootin' Seniors, I'm really proud of them. They're so fun. We just posted on our Facebook. Please follow us on Facebook, Payson Senior Center Facebook page if you haven't. But we just posted they did a Irish kind of line dancing jig. I didn't know you could combine the two. It is probably my favorite dance that they've done so far to watch. It's so fun. But they also go into the care centers and perform. And so that's another way that we can give back and connect with them. And so they're a really fun group. You mentioned with Jamie, the cell phone. Jamie's wonderful, great volunteer. She gives her time. She's also helped with scams and different things like that to educate. So there's just a great variety. You've listed so much, but there's so much more. And people can get an activity calendar at the center or on the website. And if you flip the page over, then that goes to our meals.
Oh,
so
there we go.
If you go to the Senior Center and flip the page, it would have meals. And on the website, it's the menu. I couldn't tell you what's being served right now because my page is blank. But
I would imagine on the website there's a menu, isn't there?
Absolutely.
And I'll pull that up.
Do ask that you RSVP in advance because we cook to the amount of people that are coming, and so definitely call in advance for that. But it's a great menu. We're blessed to have an incredible chef there, a great team, delicious food. But then you can come early and listen to the music. 6-Gallon Hat often plays there. Cinnamon Twist often plays there. And I heard we have 2 new bands coming.
Gotcha.
I think possibly next month.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So the monthly meal menu for March today is meatloaf, mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans, and applesauce. There it is. Tomorrow, ham and cheese on rye, fruit cocktail, gelatin, coleslaw, and chips. And then, let me see, no lunch at the center on Fridays. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
All right. There we go. What did there was something else I wanted to mention. I think it's, we assume everyone knows where the Payson Senior Center is, but just in case you're newer to the community or you just have never been to the Payson Senior Center, it is on Main Street, 514 West Main Street, and you have the Payson Senior Center, and then right next to it, Trinkets and Treasures.
Yes.
So Trinkets and Treasures, the hours are 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Correct.
And what if people did have donations? They can drop them off. What are those times?
9 to 3.
9 to 3.
Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
And you need to come to the store. It changes every day. We have new items almost daily. furniture antiques. We were blessed to have some really cool, unique antique items. There's, of course, clothes for the whole family. There's an outdoor section, kitchen section. I just think, resale stores, we're blessed in this community to have a really great resources of fine resale stores that, help to support nonprofits in the community. So it's a win-win.
It is, because when you go there, you can also go to the Habitat for Humanity Restore, which is
Humane Society is next door.
Sorry, Humane Society. That's why you were looking at me like, what is
You could go to the Habitat
But
too.
no, Humane Society,
Yes.
Thrift Store, which is right next door.
Yes.
And even, go across the street, Serendipity on Main.
For Christ
U-turn
is
for
now.
Christ.
The Nook is down a little further. Main Street's got it, but
Yeah, there's so many little stores right there.
Yes.
So you can, stop at all of them.
have lunch at the senior center, listen
There
to
you
some music, go shopping, and
Yeah.
make it a real fun-filled day. Yes.
I know. So it is. It's great. Again, trinkets and treasures. Now, do you also, if somebody had furniture that they wanted to donate, but could not bring it down, do you have the ability to pick up furniture if people call?
We do. We'd have to
Okay.
schedule it, but absolutely, we can do pickups for large items.
Okay.
There is also delivery if you purchase a large item, and there's a fee for that. There's not a fee for donation pickup.
Gotcha. And the number to Trinkets and Treasures is 928-474-3205. So if you do have larger items that you would like to donate, you can give them a call to schedule a pickup time. And let's see, the Payson Senior Center, we'll just give that number. The number to the Payson Senior Center is 928-474-4876. And again, they're at 514 West Main Street and open Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yes.
And you can get a hard copy of the menu and the calendar at the Payson Senior Center, or find it on their website, paysonseniorcenter.org.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah. So, wow, it's 10:30 already.
Wow. It went by so fast.
I know. That's why it's great having you come on, because as you said, there's a lot of different things that are always happening. But this month being National Meals on Wheels Month, March, it's great for you to come in and to share a lot of those statistics too.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you are so welcome. So if anybody wants to get more information about the Meals on Wheels program, you would like to contribute, to donate, the best thing to do if you want to just learn about it a little bit more, visit paysonseniorcenter.org, or you can call the Payson Senior Center or go down to the Senior Center to get more information.
Perfect. Yes.
Hey, well, thank you so much, Debbie.
Thank you.
For coming on this
Appreciate
morning.
it every time.
Oh, you are so welcome. And thank you everyone for listening this morning to the Community Spotlight program. Love highlighting organizations in the community that are just making such a big difference and having such a huge impact. So feel very blessed and honored to have you and others in here to share. And thank you to Desert Financial Credit Union also for sponsoring the Community Spotlight program. It's time to get back to the music with some Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, the Monkees, In Excess, Jim Croce, and more. But first, an update from the National Weather Service.
As for Payson and surrounding areas, forecast meteorology.
All right, guys, and goodbye to everyone on Facebook. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday.